face-to-face meetings scheduled to take place in London have been ruled out as the deadly outbreak sweeps across Europe, forcing both sides to turn to video conferencing to keep the negotiations going. A joint statement released last week said, both sides are currently exploring alternative ways to continue discussions, including if possible the use of video conferences. But some experts fear online discussions will be a poor substitute for round-the-table talks. Andrew McDougall, who was head of communications for Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper during 7 years of trade talks with the EU, told Politic.eu, "It sounds possible in theory but it's not practical. People are fooling themselves if they think they will have the same kind of chemistry and ability to get things done over a screen as they will in person. So much of this is on intangibles like trust and sentiment, and those are really only things that build up from being around the people, being literally across the table from them and having coffees with them in the breaks." Former British trade negotiator David Henig said a Brexit trade deal could be done over video conference but warned the process would take much longer. Mr. Henig, who is now a director at the European Centre for International Political Economy, said, "Instead of running 11 things simultaneously you can make some progress by doing one in turn. It's not that it absolutely can't be done, but the dynamic is much slower than having lots of people together. People find it difficult to concentrate on the dynamics of a screen and sort of float away into different places." One senior business representative said, "Do you really want to negotiate on a line where not only might the sound and picture keep cutting out, but it might not be secure?" A Downing Street spokesman said, "Secure calls take place across the government estate all the time. Brussels has rejected the government's bid to seal a quick-fire financial services deal by the summer," it has emerged. The European Commission's financial services chief Valdis Dombrovskis warned Chancellor Rishi Sunak the bloc would wait until it sees how far Britain breaks away from the EU's rules and regulations before making any decision. Last month Mr. Sunak wrote to his EU counterpart requesting both sides sit down to secure stable access for City of London bankers to European markets by June 30, arguing an equivalence deal should be possible because of their identical regulations. But in response, Mr. Dombrovskis insisted the bloc had never signed up to any deadlines, in a letter dated March 13 see by express.co.uk. 8:30 am update, Brexit boost for house prices. House prices in London have increased this month by the highest amount since before the Brexit referendum, new figures show. The average price of a home in the capital is now £639,000, an increase of 5.1% in the year as the number of people looking for a home outstripped the rise in the number of homes being put up for sale. In its monthly house price index, property portal Rightmove said sales agreed rose by 34.4% to reach the highest figure for this time of year since 2016, while house price growth was at its highest since May the same year.